The long-awaited sequel to the Lion King franchise, one of Disney's biggest hits, is finally being released.
It was perfect.
But did you catch all the subtle details and hidden Easter eggs in the Mufasa trailer? Right off the bat, you can see Disney's simple way of differentiating the main characters. Rafiki, the baboon who serves Mufasa in The Lion King, starts off by narrating the story, and throughout the trailer, we can see the two little lion cubs hopping from one hippopotamus to another. If you look closely, you'll notice that one cub has lighter fur in front, and the one behind has a more vibrant yellow color. The little lion with the vibrant fur is none other than Mufasa, and the lighter furred one is his brother, Scar. Later on, we see the two lions again, running side by side, appearing a bit older as if in their teenage lion years, and then they're seen together again in the center of a circle formed by several animals. All this happened long before Scar even thought of ending his brother's life when they were still very close friends. But how did everything change? What turned Scar so evil and all the other details hidden in the Mufasa trailer, The Lion King, are what we're diving into right now. One thing that really caught Lion King fans' attention was seeing lions walking in snow. Believe it or not, this isn't as absurd as it sounds. Although most of us think of dense forests or the Sahara Desert when we think of Africa, there are indeed places on this vast continent where snow exists year-round. One such place is Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in all of Africa, which is actually a dormant volcano but still has snow nearly all year at its peak due to its high altitude. The higher you go, the colder it gets. And in the forests around Kilimanjaro, there is a diverse variety of African animals like lions, elephants, and zebras. The continent dominated by lions is simply incredible, and in honor of it, let's comment down below, #Africa. So, we can deduce that the lions seen in the snow at various points in the trailer are on a mountain like this, or perhaps even on Kilimanjaro itself. But why would they be in such a place? The answer is simple: water. Snow is water in its solid state, and at certain times of the year, the snow melts to form lakes and rivers. And if you look closely at the trailer, you'll see that the region of the lands governed by Scar and Mufasa's father, King Ahadi, is completely dry. We even see a giraffe with a cub trying to eat something from a leafless tree, and the entire horizon is dry and full of dust. It seems that little Mufasa is close to death, being a lonely cub who doesn't yet know where to find water sources. That is, until the moment a drop of water reflects his face, indicating that the rainy season had arrived on the continent. And after the rains, we see that the landscape becomes much greener and even the waterfall is much fuller. But believe it or not, this indicates that the story of the Mufasa film is going to be quite different from the version of The Lion King that Disney previously established.
Mufasa.
From what can be seen, in this film Disney has primarily altered the origin story of Mufasa and Scar. This is evident from the fact that they will not be blood brothers in the film, as evidenced when Rafiki mentions that a lion was born without a drop of nobility in his blood. He is referring to Mufasa himself. This is the exact opposite of the official story told in Disney's own books, which describe King Ahadi and Queen Uru having two cubs. Mufasa, the older, and Scar, the younger, were born to them. By birthright, Mufasa would inherit the throne, as it eventually happened. It seems we might need to erase everything you've just heard. Scar will be the heir to his father, but will end up not keeping the throne, which is probably the main reason he decides to kill his brother in the future. Despite not being blood brothers, the two lions, Mufasa and Taka, Scar's original name, appear very close. As seen in the trailer, from when they are cubs, the two are often together, and as they grow, they are always seen together as well. In another scene, focused on a nearly adult version of Mufasa, we can see the lion on a rock, seemingly by a waterfall. If you pause the trailer at the right moment, you'll notice another lion beside him with lighter fur, which is exactly Scar's color. In this scene, the two brothers are facing some great unknown danger together. Our guess is that it involves a new group of lions that may be related to why Mufasa and Scar stop being friends and become rivals, as we'll explain in the next two details. Lion in the Stars. The next amazing detail that almost no one noticed happens in one of the coolest scenes in the trailer, where a little lion cub is looking at the starry sky. And some people may not have realized, but in the sky, you can see the silhouette of a lion. According to the lore created by Disney, only the Lion Kings become stars after their death. This started with Mohatu, the lion who was originally Mufasa's grandfather and Simba's great-grandfather, the protagonist of The Lion King. When Mohatu, the first sovereign of the Kingdom Lands, died of natural causes, the animals present noticed an extremely bright star in the sky, which came to represent the soul of the deceased king. But if Mufasa has no royal blood, since his parents were not kings in this film, then who is appearing in the sky? That would be King Ahadi, who adopts Mufasa after finding the cub wandering alone in the Kingdom Lands. But at some point in the new film, he will also die. This means that Mufasa is an orphan twice. Losing parents is always a tragedy. And if it happens twice, the pain is surely even greater. That's essentially what will happen to Mufasa throughout his movie. But before we dive into this sad story, make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. We definitely deserve your support. As mentioned, little Mufasa will be desolate and alone in the middle of the African savannah. Over time, he will meet and befriend another lion cub named Taka, who is Scar. Taka, or Scar if you prefer, will introduce Mufasa to his parents, the king and queen of the Kingdom Lands, who will adopt a little cub as their own, making him Scar's brother, though not by blood. They will grow up together, but a time will come when a group of lions will attack Mufasa's pack. The king will likely defeat the invading group, but at that moment both their parents will die. Before passing away, King Ahadi will probably declare that his choice to succeed him as ruler of the Kingdom Lands will be Mufasa. It's at this moment that Scar will begin to feel wrong, and the rivalry between the two will start. After all, Scar believes it's his birthright to inherit the sovereign position over the animals, and from there stem feelings like envy and even plans to end his brother's life. Right at the start of the trailer, we see two scenes involving a gigantic tree. This tree is likely the same tree of life that Rafiki mentions in the official Lion King books. It is to this tree that Simba's third child, Kion, goes after the wise baboon tells him that only there would he find the cure to rid himself of the poison in his body following a snake bite. This is the same poison that had been placed in Scar's body years earlier, driving him mad and obsessed with the throne held by his brother. We can even see that the two baboons are in the tree, indicating that Rafiki already knows the place and thus suggested it so that Mufasa's grandson could save himself in the future. We know that the story of the Hakuna Matata duo is one of the most fun derived from the Lion King. Everyone was very intrigued when we see them in a scene fighting almost equally against a lion, who appears to be Scar. But how did this happen? More importantly, how could Timon and Pumbaa have survived? Let me explain. This has everything to do with the movie's synopsis, as Disney reported that the story will actually be a narration by the meerkat and warthog to Simba's youngest daughter, Kiara, of the entire story of King Mufasa that she doesn't know. But as we see in the trailer, Rafiki narrates everything. So what could have happened? The duo will definitely start telling the story, and at some point, they'll claim they fought against Scar, which is a big lie. Then, Rafiki, who is listening to everything, corrects the story and goes back many years to tell everything from the beginning. After all, as we saw, he was there and kind of became part of the lion pack when he began to serve the now King Mufasa. That's why we see Timon and Pumbaa in the trailer, but they will definitely be only in the present and not in the past of the movie's story. The story itself will really focus on the two characters, Mufasa and Scar, and how they will manage to overcome adversities together, at least until Scar turns evil and everything that we saw in the first movie happens. This is definitely going to be one of Disney's blockbuster films in 2024, and I can't wait to watch it. While we wait for the film to arrive, we picked out these two amazing videos for you to check out. Just click on whichever you prefer. Until the next video, thanks!